Talofa love everybody. This is Mani Malaiulu and welcome to the Empowerment Show with another episode for you where we bring people that are doing great work in their chosen profession. We get their wisdom, their insight and a bit of their knowledge to share with us so that we can actually empower our own lives. And my guest today is a very special guest. He's actually based overseas in Perth and his name is Johnny Nielsen and he is currently a diesel mechanic. Really good to have you on board also. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thanks for having me on board. Appreciate the opportunity.
Cool. Hey, Johnny, just for those who may not necessarily know you or know what you do, I'm just wondering if you could tell us a little bit about yourself. And also, what is the chosen profession that you do there in Perth?
Hello for everybody. As Mani says, I'm Johnny Nielsen. I was born and raised in Samoa. Moved to New Zealand 2010 with my wife to have kids. And then decided to study automotive engineering. So in New Zealand 2012. So I chose diesel mechanic to be my profession because as a kid I always wanted to be a mechanic, but just don't know which one. So and then during my study in New Zealand Wellington Institute of Technology, after my first year of automotive, so I choose to go on heavy diesel mechanic. So that's how I started. But before that, I was working. My first ever job was working with hardworking as a civil engineering laborer. And after that, got work as a heavy, medium, and light fabrication. So as a welder, that's one of my trade, was very useful for me at the moment here in Australia. So it's a high demand at the moment. So the same as a diesel mechanic. So that's why I choose. It's not so much of the money, but I like to work, to do things, try to take things apart and put it back together and stuff like that. I've been doing that for going on to 7 years now. So that's where I'm at the moment. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And Johnny, you mentioned that you went into more heavy machinery, heavy mechanic, diesel mechanic. What was it about that drew you down that line?
The diesel mechanic at the moment, I mean, there's a light diesel mechanic and there's a heavy diesel mechanic. You can work on a light vehicle as a diesel mechanic, but also heavy diesel mechanic it's very broad and you got so many things. I mean, anything that runs with diesel, generator, road transport, trucks and buses, excavator, diggers, all construction machines, mining equipment, which is I am currently working at the moment, which is the company I'm working for. They send us out to work on a gold mine, so I'll be flying out this Wednesday. Which is, it's all this experience is new. It's new to me because I only work on road transport like buses and trucks, light vehicles. But now with the mining equipment, that's a totally different ball game. You get to work on a big machines like you never worked before. Stuff that go underground machine, they drills, all sorts of equipments. But it's fun, even though I never worked on it before. I get to learn some of them, that is one of my goals while I'm at the moment is to learn as much as I can with all this stuff. Because like I say, I mean, being in the mining is it's different. It's different. It's a hard working but very rewarding.
Right. And I was just going to ask you, with your career that you've gone through so far, what has been the biggest lesson you think that has really helped you, that you've had to learn, that has really helped you keep you on track with your career through trying to pursue being a really experienced diesel mechanic?
I think for me, personally, because I've got a lot of people, especially in New Zealand. One of my mentor, from Welltech,
Mm.
it's he always encouraged me just to go forward, just to think big, which is, I mean, for me personally, it's just to have the drive and the passion, uh, to get better and better every day.
Yeah.
Um, but because to work in a diesel, to be a diesel mechanic is everything is changing every day.
Yeah.
It's not like the old school stuff. We don't really have that much technologies, and but now because the technology is changing so much, so gotta have that, what you call, you just gotta have the willingness to learn something.
Yeah.
Um, Even though that, I mean, like for me, to be honest, I mean, didn't even finish college. I mean, we
Wow.
just dropped out of college. I mean, got nothing, and you know, I don't like school at all. So, but because of what I wanted to do in life, as as I was dream about it, so I just gotta have to. I just gotta say, I'm not gonna let anything to stop me from doing what I want to do. I just, especially to fulfill my dream and my passion. Uh, mm. So that's why I said, no, I'm just stick with it. It's it's not an easy road. There's a
Yeah.
lot of hurdles and a lot of challenges, and uh, because of uh, my age at the moment, people say, "Oh, you're starting too late." I'll say, you know what, you're never too young, never too old to start
Yeah.
something. So you can always start, and then you can. I mean, anybody can follow their dreams, no matter
Mm.
what. As long as you just gotta have to make a choice. You gotta have to decide it, whether you want to do this or not, whether you want to go to that down that road or not. So, uh, and plus, I got family, got young kids, 3 kids, and that's one of the reasons why I just gotta keep pushing myself. Not just only for me, but for the future of my kids and the family.
Yeah. And I was going to ask you about the drive. Where for you, because I know you're a man that works extremely, extremely hard. Your work ethic is pretty massive, and I'm wanting to know when you were younger and school wasn't for you. Where did this drive come from that made you go, no, no, I'm going to actually see this through, or whatever I do, I'm going to see it to the end?
Um, Basically, it's something that just had it, like, you know, when you have that thing in you, that something that you really wanted to do it in life, like, I mean, down the line,
Mm.
it's always gonna be there.
Yeah.
Um, because as a young kid, I mean, I can't have families that they do mechanical stuff, but for me, I was like, it's just for some reason I just choose, like, no, I want to be a mechanic. That's all. That's how it started. And because I like to take things apart. I mean, I don't like to be in office. I'm not an office person, so I prefer to fix things. Because I got a lot of other experience, like renovating and buildings and stuff. So, but for some reason, because when I moved to New Zealand, I I went and registered at Waltech, and I wanted to do construction,
Right.
building construction
Right.
in 2010. But at that time, it's the building in. I mean, there was a recession really bad in that time, that year. So, and then there's now, the building in construction is not as good. But then I asked her, so what are the other option that you guys have? You either do IT or automotive engineering. Those are the two high demand at the moment. Which is I could easily do IT, um, and say, nah, sign me up. I'll do automotive engineering. So yeah, but that drive, and then after that, just have the drive to learn all sorts of things with the technology, and um, up until now, because yeah, and then after that, to I study at Waltech. I study and work at the same time, which is always, yeah, was challenging, but But you gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah,
Uh,
for sure.
so yeah, and then so I studied automotive engineering and work as a welder part time. My first year, even my second year, after my second year, I got an apprentice to work for the New Zealand bus company
Mm.
to do my apprentice. So I did that for 6 months to be an apprentice.
Wow.
So yeah, a lot of people they just can't believe, they just couldn't believe that I did it in 6 months,
How long does it usually take?
4.5 years,
And you smashed it out in 6 months.
pretty much.
Wow. You were just working all day, all night type of thing?
Oh no, I just got because I've been doing a lot of other things, a lot of like work experience with other big companies. So I bring all those experience that
Okay.
include, into school, um, to add all my unit standard and everything. But yeah, I I smashed it in 6 months. Uh,
Wow.
I keep pushing people. I need to get this done. I need to get my bookworks done. Because some of this company, I mean, if you really wanted to get something, you go for it.
Yeah.
So but always you just gotta have to ask and keep and knock on the door. And some of these employer is they like to see people that have that passion and that desire, they wanted to get this thing done, and then so that they can do more to advance their career.
Yeah. And Johnny,
Yeah.
you're talking about always wanting to better yourself, always wanting to improve, no matter what age you are. And
Mhm.
I just wanted to ask, is that the reason why you went to Australia and actually try to pursue something different?
Um, Not really.
Okay.
I mean, Australia was in the back of our mind, like I'll say, probably for the last 4 years.
Okay.
But it's just the finding it, to make sure we have to do things, just because everybody's different. I
Yep.
mean, I'm different. Me and my family. I mean, uh, because as a Christian, you can't just get up, pack your bags, and go.
Sure.
A lot of people, the reason people use money as a motivation to move on to a new country. You know, but for me, yeah, money is good, but that's not really the motivation that the reason why we move over here because to get the money. But the reason why we move over here is um, we know in our hearts that it's the right thing for us. Um, um, we were happy about it. I mean, I can't just make decision by myself. I got a
Yeah.
wife. I have to go through her too.
I know the feeling, brother.
Yeah. To
Yeah.
make sure everything that we both do is we both in agreement and we're happy about it, and we're both excited about it. So that's the reason why we and then we believe that we do make the right decision and we do make the right move, and without knowing that the COVID is gonna hit the world. So
Yeah.
and then we got here in October, got a job in November, and then COVID got hit in February, March, and then we said to my wife, I said, look at my wife and I said, man, thank God that we make the right choice,
Yeah.
to move over. But it's been non-stop. But yeah, no, just that's the one thing we're so thankful about and grateful about it. But I enjoy what I do. I get to be on. I tell you this. One week I got two job offer, so
Like
I
the
got a
first week you got
choice.
there?
No, the
What?
first week I got a job here while I was working with this company. In December, on the site, like December, in one week I got two different job offer.
Wow.
I
Just like
said,
that.
just like that. Um, and then I talked to my boss about it, and my boss said, I knew someone's gonna offer you a job, but please, can you stay? Please, can you stay? So yeah, that's one of those things. It's not because I'm good at what I'm doing, but it's just because when people see how you do, how you work, your work ethics, and uh, that's all they want from someone. And even when I was working on a mine site for the last mine site, gold mine, I was working there, and then another mine site rang me up and offered me a job. So, and then the same mine site that I was, they wanted me to work for them, but because we only work as labor hire for them, so I say, shucks, man. Um, uh, Now I got a lot to think about it. So,
So you
so yeah,
sport,
that's pretty much
yeah, you sport for options, right? You've worked hard.
pretty much.
You know,
Yeah.
you've got all the tickets that you needed to get, and on top of that, you've got all the
Yeah.
experience, and now they're coming looking for you.
Oh yeah, pretty much. And also, don't argue with the employer.
That helps, eh?
That's the main thing.
Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
that helps a lot. You know, you want to have a good reputation. You want, if you do a CVs and stuff, you want those kind of input and feedback from
yeah.
those people, because you don't want to
You don't want to burn your bridges,
make you
eh?
look bad. Pretty much, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So no, it's been really good. Just do whatever. Just have a willing to do anything, pretty much. But saying that, you we don't always do things outside of the law and outside of any company policy. So
right,
there's always a fine line of everything.
right,
So
right.
yeah.
And just going off that, also, what would be if there was a piece of advice? I mean, there's a whole lot of pieces of advice you've just given us there, but if there was a piece of advice that you would give to in particular to young people that are thinking about being a mechanic or going down the road of being, you know, exploring their interest in being a diesel mechanic or a mechanic, automotive, whatever that might look like, what would that be?
Um, because for me personally, I will probably say, I mean, everybody's different. I mean,
Mm,
with especially with young kids, you gotta have the passion. You gotta find something that you're passionate about.
yeah,
Find something that you really wanted to do in life and stick with it. Um, I mean, I can't tell you, just choose diesel mechanic to be a diesel mechanic because this is the best career. In yeah, it's one of them, one of the best career in life. There's a whole lot of other things other career out there and trades that you can get into. Especially now with, I mean, like I said before, with the technology, everything is changing. You know, um, with building industry, I saw one company here in Australia. They build a robot. The robot, all he does, they lay bricks 24/7. So they use the
wow,
robot to lay bricks 24/7. So I was looking at, I was like, wow, yeah, surely the trade is
serious?
changing. Yeah, yeah. There's only one here in WA, one company in WA they do that. But in spite of that, I mean, in saying that, um, I was watching on the news and the person that owns the company said something. Even though that we have a robot to do this, but it's not the same as having people to do the job because the robot is kind of like a 3D thing. So it's just like it prints everything.
Yeah,
But with
sure.
people, they do the job properly and but because they wanted to do, to have a good productive
Yeah,
um, type of work, and it's all about production at the moment. But I mean, like I say, just find something that you really want to do in life, but
yeah,
and then ask the question, what do I want to do? You know, what am I good at? And then stick with it. And then if something, oh, I'm not good at anything, but maybe just go to school and study like Waltech or Vic Uni or Massey or whatever. You know, you just gotta have. I mean, it doesn't happen automatically. You gotta have to do a lot of some sacrifices.
mm,
You gotta endure some challenges.
yeah,
There will be time there will be no money, nothing, but the sacrifice you gotta do it is only for a short time. I mean, I'll say that. I mean, for me, I did sacrifice a lot. To be honest, in New Zealand, our first year in New Zealand, it was hard. It was not easy. with no degree or no diploma, no certificate whatsoever. But apart from having a certificate in a Bible school, that changes everything. And then to New Zealand, my family to have our first child, it wasn't easy. People say, yeah, New Zealand is a land where milk and honey. Seriously, really, if you really want a milk and honey, you gotta work for
Yeah.
it.
It's so
But
true.
yeah, no, it's one of those things. It's one of those things. You just gotta have, go for it. Um, don't always rely on somebody to come and feed you. Um, you know, we can never stay young.
Yeah.
You can never stay single
Yeah.
forever. Sooner or later down the road, you'll find someone, you get married, you have kids, and then all those things that you gotta think about it, and do something worthwhile, worth doing in life. Just do but I mean, like I say, you just gotta choose the right one. Just make a decision, choose the right career you get into. You um, I choose to be a diesel mechanic. I can easily go back and work because I'm a tiler too. So
Right.
I do all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, but I guess
But
with
I
you
can
also,
easily, yeah.
I guess with you, it's about you've actually gone ahead and tried these things. You know what I mean? Like you're talking
Yeah,
about decision making, you just made a decision and you just went and tried it, and you continued
pretty
on
much.
with the stuff that
Yeah.
actually really resonated with you and that you were actually
Mm,
quite passionate about. Because you mentioned before
yeah.
you're a welder as well. I mean, I'm sure
Mm,
you can do quite a few things. A very talented young man you are. But I
mm,
can see now, why you've been so successful in the area of diesel mechanic. Because I'll be honest with you, I don't know too many people that are diesel
mm.
mechanics that are Pacifica.
Oh,
Would that?
I know a few. Yeah, I know a
So
few
you?
down there in Wellington.
Oh,
I've been
cool.
working alongside with some of them. There's one of the Samoan guy I used to work with. In Seaview. Work. What's the name of the company? Truck Stop.
Okay.
Yeah, there's a Samoan guy there. There's quite a few of them around.
Yeah.
I guess because we don't have that, you know, trying to find time to meet up with the guys and
Yeah.
but there's quite a few of them. There's quite a few of them.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
even when I was called Wellington,
Right.
this I work with one, two, three, four Samoan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, few Fijian, Indian. Um, yeah, so that's a lot. Even
So they're
in
out
here, I
there.
mean, yeah. I come across with some of the islanders, some Maoris.
Yeah.
Um, there's a lot of them around here, and some Fijian too. So one of the friend of mine, he's Fijian. He's we go to church together, and he's one of the he's very successful at the moment, but not a diesel mechanic. But he works as a manager in one of the mining company.
Cool.
So yeah, it's just I guess it's just kind of trying to bring everybody together and then just encouraging our own people,
Yeah.
Pacific Islanders. They can do it.
Yep.
I think it's one of the hurdles that we don't have the money. We don't really speak that speak good English. We don't do good at school. I mean, dude, I think they don't even, didn't even do well at school at all. Even with the English, that's one of the hurdles that all our Pacific Islanders have. Because we do,
Both
yeah. I
islands.
mean, all of us, we do understand the language, but to speak, it's, we have that mentality that just in case we speak and then we say something wrong and then everybody go,
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
making fun of it. It's not even our language. Just you know. So that's why yeah, I did have a lot of people encouraging me, just do this, do that, and then I look back to where I am now. I mean, I
Wow.
struggle before. Well, now I get, I don't have a perfect English, but but
Oh, it's good to me,
yeah.
man.
So
And I guess
yeah.
I'm quite blessed because I actually know a little bit about your story. I've spoken to you a few times
Mm,
before, and I know you have a real passion to help help people out there, in particular our Pacifica. Johnny, I wanted to ask you, what does empowerment mean to you in this time in your life?
Um, I know empowerment is kind of like, I mean, it can mean a lot of things, you know, just to have the courage or um just to keep on doing, you know, like I said, just to keep on doing what you're passionate about.
Yeah,
Um, it, it can be anything. And just believe and just go for it. You know, don't second guess um anything that you really want to do in life. Um, you know, just yeah, it does means a lot to me at the moment. I mean, like I say, I mean, I'm still driving. I'm still having the passion to learn so much, and going back to this week back to a different gold mine company. It's and I'm really looking forward to it to learn more. You know, I mean, if you give me a truck and a bus, I'll fix it. If you give me a mine equipment, I'll just stand there and scratch my head and say, "What the heck?" But being on other, I mean, other mine side, I get to learn few things on trucks and some other underground mining equipment. Uh, but that's pretty much how I have enough to get me through, and then I'll get to learn more with the new with another experience coming up. So I'm really looking forward to it. And
wow,
yeah, no, it
that's
does.
awesome.
Um,
That's so good,
makes a big
Johnny.
difference.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
you're just a person that is so eager to learn, and you're very humble, and I admire your humility to learn and to take on the experiences. So, like you said, you're putting yourselves in situations where you're a little bit out of your comfort zone, scratching your head, going,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh man, what am I doing here?" But once you get through that, you've learned so much more, and that adds to your
Yep.
experience, and you move on from there. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, I want to thank you for your time. I know you're on a bit of a break, and I can hear your family in the background there, so I appreciate your time doing this.
No,
I just wanted to offer it to you now. Any last words before we wrap this up?
no, thanks for letting me into the podcast, and really appreciate the time, and the opportunity to share my yeah, my my experience.
Yeah,
But yeah, no, I think, I mean, like I say, is, I mean, the only piece of advice I would probably, I mean, say, and then I know I said it earlier. It's just find something that you really want to do in life, and then and pursue it. You know, go for it. You know, don't let anybody stop you from achieving that dream, achieving that goal that you really want to do. Like I say, it's not going to happen automatically. It doesn't just fall off the sky. You know, you got to work for it. You got to endure some challenges. You got to endure some criticism. Um, there are always people that's going to criticize you, and I mean, I guess most of the people that criticize us, it probably comes from our own family, from within
oh,
us. So
wow.
you know,
How do you
yeah,
handle that?
it's yeah, you just gotta you gotta come through another year to go through another year, and
Yeah,
you say, no, I'm not gonna let it stop me from doing what I want to do. You just go for it. That doesn't mean you have to disrespect
yeah,
your family. You still gotta love them. They're still your family, your close friends. But you gotta pick the right friends too. So I think that's one of the things that a lot of our people is going down to the wrong path, is because they're hanging around with the wrong people. You
yeah,
need to hang around with people that they encourage you to achieve your dream, encourage to push you, to do better. Um, because I know from experience, I had people, they've done that to me. Um, you know, they see that I can do so much better than what I know, there's a lot of people that they know, hey, dude, you can do so much. You got a lot of potential in you, um, to do greater things, to achieve your dream. You just gotta go for it. Um, just don't let anything stop you from pursuing it, your dream or whatever it is that you want to do, whether it's being a diesel mechanic or a builder, or even being an IT, or even wanted to be a doctor or a pilot. Anything is possible. You just gotta put your mind into it and then just go for it. Yes, I mean, like I say, it's not gonna be easy. It's gonna be a hard road, but just I'll say just go, don't give up on it. Just keep on doing. I just about to give up on this a few years ago, but I just said not. It's just because you gotta look in financially and then other things, but just don't give up. Need a help. There's a lot of people that are willing to help. Just ask, pretty much.
Wow,
Because uh, you don't have because you don't ask.
that's so good.
So yeah, so that's pretty much what I'll say. My piece of advice.
Thank you so
Hopefully
much,
that
Johnny.
will help someone. But yeah,
No, no doubt that will. I'm sure somebody out there will be listening to this and be very appreciative
mm,
of your time and your words of wisdom there, Johnny, with all the experience that you've got. I want to let you go, Whistle. I
yeah.
want to let you go back to your family.
No,
I
yeah,
wish
no, it's
you
so good. Yeah,
I wish you all the best. God bless to you and to your
yeah,
family, your
thanks,
wife
buddy.
and your kids.
Yeah,
And I know that I look forward to seeing your journey unfold while you're over there in Perth, man.
yeah, brother. Yeah, thank you so much. Appreciate. Thanks for having me
All
again.
right.
Thanks,
Oh,
also.
thanks,
Yeah.
Russell. All right, this is
All
Mani
right, all right.
Malaulu and Johnny Nielsen on the Empowerment Show. Whakatai te love everybody for tuning in.
Yeah, positive.
Bye.
Good work.